Hi everybody, this is Dee at Aloha Astro, and today we are looking at a full moon in Capricorn, and let's take a look at what I have written for today and the image that I chose for my forecast, and then we'll get into the transits in the heavens. We'll go over to Planet Watcher and look at that, and we'll read the Sabian symbol. So today is July 16th, 2019, and we have a full moon at 5:38 p.m. Eastern Time at 24 degrees 4 minutes of the cardinal Earth sign of Capricorn. So let's take a look here. Full moon and lunar eclipse in Capricorn, Tuesday, July 16th, joins Saturn and Pluto, both retrograde in the cardinal Earth sign of Capricorn, for some deep review of the important structures in your life. The moon opposes the Sun, the North Node, and Venus, all in Cancer. For many, finding balance between work and family life will be the dominant theme. Are you happy with your work and does it feel meaningful? If you have been caught up in competition and striving but don't love what you do or have time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, it may be time for a review and an overhaul. On the bigger level of society as a whole, a serious look at government policy and actions and how they affect the safety and well-being of citizens of the world is in order. While the Capricorn planets oppose the Cancer planets and a feisty Mars and Mercury retrograde in Leo, trine Chiron in Aries, and square Uranus in Taurus, new and innovative leaders and ideas are poised to emerge. You can use this full moon and eclipse to uncover your own self-imposed blocks, fears, and limitations. The full moon is a time of culmination and endings, and today that is magnified through the seriousness of Saturn and the finality of Pluto. What area of your life could use an ultimatum statement or a once and for all mindset? If you tried before and it didn't stick, try again now. That's what retrograde planets are all about. So I write a daily forecast, and you can follow me on any of these social media sites to see it, or you can go to my site, alohaastro.com. You can also schedule an appointment to work with me. I'm sorry, but I am blocked off for tonight because I will be out having a fire. I feel like there's a lot of energy work that I can do on behalf of my clients, myself, the world as a whole, because if you look at my own chart, here I've got that full moon going on right in my 8th house where my Sun, my Saturn, my Jupiter sits, opposing Venus, North Node, Sun, and Mercury retrograde in my 2nd house. And these are financial houses as well as houses of value. And in the 8th house, we merge with others in a one-on-one way. It's where we dissolve the boundaries and we share assets, resources, and basically merge. It is a house of things like sex, death, taxes, metaphysics, the occult, business partnerships, investments, inheritances, and it's where we use money to make money, or where we grow money over the long term or have access to other sources and resources. So I will be merging basically with all of my clients that are in my scheduling base on my scheduling list who've worked with me before, and I will be printing that out and using it tonight as I do energy work and have a fire that hopefully, weather willing, will be taking place. As of now, the skies are supposed to be clear for me tonight. So I'm not available tonight, but I will be available tomorrow if anybody wants to know what's going on in their own charts with the current energy. Let's take a look at Planet Watcher here for the time that the full moon is occurring. And you can see this dominating opposition going on between the Cancer planets and the Capricorn planets. And I feel that they are particularly intense now because the lunar nodes are involved. This is not displaying the south node, but it always sits opposite. So it's at 17 degrees of Capricorn. It always sits opposite the north node. And this brings in something very fated or destined, karmic, something that is more significant than if it were happening anywhere but on the nodes. And the issues of Cancer and Capricorn Cancer rules the fourth house of home, family, the mother, psychological foundations, well, traditionally the mother, and Capricorn has to do with career, outer world success, the striving and climbing for reputation, authority, being seen as something important out there in the world. And it also has patriarchal energy. So we have this opposition going on, and anywhere in your life where you might have parental issues or any fears you might have over being supported and sustained, especially in your livelihood, being able to care for family, take care of needs, those things might need to be looked at and addressed. Overall, we do have some other favorable aspects that are going on, but in terms of the other challenging aspects, and I don't judge aspects as all good, all bad, because they are not. You can have positive aspects that lead to laziness and overindulgence, and you can have challenging ones that lead to hard work and determination to overcome something. So they have both positive and negative sides, whether it is what's traditionally considered positive or negative. And in this case, this square here between Mercury retrograde and Mars in the fixed fire sign of Leo is squaring Uranus and Taurus, also a fixed sign. And like it or not, folks, there's change coming, and there may be a lot of emotional outburst and just a lot of vocalization, a lot of anger that comes out under a square when we have some fiery energy in place with a communication planet and an action planet. And I would say that in general, be careful in large crowds, be careful if you are an activist in any way, and watch what you say and who you say it to, or be prepared to deal with upset people or irrational people and things that are unpredictable. This can take a bit of courage, basically, the courage of Leo in handling instability and changes. So not everybody's going to act predictably, and be aware of your surroundings where you are and whether you really want to be there and be caught up in something if there's a lot of drama. This is a very dramatic sign. Then we have this square here that is going on between mutable energy, where we have Jupiter, a planet of growth. It is in its ruling sign. It belongs to Sagittarius, so it's very, very strong. And then we have Neptune, which is also in its ruling sign, and it belongs to Pisces. And they are forming a square to each other in mutable energy. And because they are both favorable planets in general and benevolent, Jupiter is growth oriented, and Neptune is about beauty, healing, inspiration, faith. It can also express the energy of victim, savior, martyr. This square can bring some disappointment, some illusion, some misplaced faith, not wanting to see what's really going on, or perhaps believing in something that cannot possibly be, a little bit Pollyanna type of energy. And the biggest thing that it might have to do is if you want something very badly and you are thinking that it's all just going to be easy, that it should just come to you, when in actuality, with this opposition and heavy Capricorn influence, you have to ordain it, and then you have to push for it, work hard, and you may even have to stand your ground in going after what you want. So things are not necessarily going to flow easily, and doors might not go flying open just because you think something should be a certain way. We do have protective influence, though, with Neptune, and this might sound a little bit trite, but I think that things will work out the way they're supposed to work out, or for the highest good in general, if you do follow through and do the work of something and take something as far as you can possibly go and put in your sweat equity and your commitment to doing something, because Neptune does make a sextile to the Capricorn planets, and it makes a trine to the Cancer energy, particularly Venus and the North Node in Cancer. So if you truly do desire something, be prepared to work, have a good reason for why you want it, not just, oh, I'd like to have this, that, or the other thing. There's got to be a good purpose or a reason, and it's got to hopefully help other people or improve life in general, not just for yourself, but for others as well, or for the good of your family. That quincunx here between Venus, the North Node, and Jupiter is generally favorable if there's a higher purpose behind your desires, and if you're sticking to your path and following what feels like your purpose to you. But idle playing at manifesting something, or not having a clear sense of purpose, or if it's not good for everybody else and it's selfish, then it's probably going to fail. So that's what we have going on in the heavens. Oh, and here's this trine, as I mentioned in the forecast, between Chiron and Aries and the Leo planets. And there can be self-awareness that comes through. There can be an infusion of courage. There can be a determination to go after something and vocalize if things need to be expressed and you need to have your say-so. Then this is very supportive. So creativity as well, and unleashing your creativity, that can be another manifestation of that trine. So let's take a look at the Sabian symbol. We have, rounding up to Capricorn 25 degrees, a store filled with precious oriental rugs. The use of cultural and artistic processes as means to enhance personal comfort and appreciation. I think this is a misprint here. Coming after the preceding symbol, this one brings us back to the material, yet aesthetic aspect of the benefits a society can bring to its members. A rug always implied to some extent something on which a person stands or sits. It is a foundation for cultural understanding, and as such it can have a magical or sacred meaning, as in the case of prayer rugs. The woman in a convent, I think that is a previous Sabian symbol, probably knows only the bare floor because her goal is one of transcendence, of surrendering comfort as well as cultural patterns. But to the social elite, or even to the Oriental devotee praying to his God, society offers the relative comfort of beautiful rugs so he may meet the universe not merely in terms of the support the natural soil gives, but protected by and securely established on the mental, spiritual, as well as manual achievements of those who keep the cultural symbols alive. I feel like that's an intercession thing, a go-between thing that is being talked about here, and our rituals very often are that. It's our connection. It's like, when we pray and we're dialing up to a deity, that we are seeking some intercession there. We're looking to make a connection through something. This is the last symbol in the 59th fivefold sequence. It shows the beautiful products of dedicated and inspired group performance at the level of tradition. It emphasizes the value of reliance on tradition. Interestingly, with the full moon in opposition, I feel that with all the retrogrades that we have going on, that if tradition is no longer working, and we need to establish something new that better serves society as a whole, then we need to let go and release what is old and outdated, and potentially change laws and progress, not to cling to the old. That I feel there is a time and place for the parts that work, and that there is value in having a hierarchy, or a parental figure, a strong sense of law and order that governs society. However, if it is draining society as a whole, or if it is not supporting families and individuals and actually leading toward growth, then there needs to be change. If we're still stuck in illusions of the past and acting as if it works, then we're being ignorant and we're not yielding to the motion forward, and perhaps the retrograde planets that we are under, and there is a bunch of them. We have Mercury retrograde right now, we have Jupiter retrograde until August 12th, Mercury until the last day of July, Jupiter August 12th, Saturn I believe is September the 19th approximately. Pluto, I cannot remember. I think it's actually after that in October. So as we move through the next couple of months from summer into fall, we begin to release these various retrogrades. And it is time now to really dig deep, look and review, and think about our forward motion and whether we want to, think of it as cleaning house and getting ready to move. What do you keep that's essential and what do you no longer need? And are there old projects, ideas, plans that might be more purposeful for you? The things you said that you wanted to do and you never did, or that manuscript you need to dust off and edit, or whatever it is that you need to look at, it's time to do that. And we have plenty of time ahead of us. Things will lighten up when we get to the end of July and we're out of the effect of this full moon and eclipse, and things starting to release at the end of July with Mercury going direct, and then mid-August when Jupiter goes direct, it will also be much lighter, much easier to move forward. But this is still a very good time for using that retrograde energy of going back over stuff, reviewing stuff, anything that you can put a re in front of. Take a look at that in your life. So until next time, it was nice to see you, and I look forward to talking with you through Skype or phone in the future and checking out your chart. You can look at your chart for free over at astro.com. If you want to work with me, I'm over here at Aloha Astro. Be safe. And remember that today everything is at its most intense as we go into the next 2 days and the energy moves into Aquarius. Things may be a little bit crazy, but some of the tension lifts and changes may start to take place and things may come out in the open that were hidden and will be revealed. So take care, everybody, and talk to you soon.